Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making a pistachio almond filling, and it does not need any cooking or baking whatsoever. Now, I have done a video on frangipane too, actually, but this is very different because this has no egg in it and can be used directly, even as a filling for a truffle. So you could actually take little round balls of this filling after they get firm and dip them in chocolate and use them as candy, and they're superb and so almondy. What I like to use it for as well is a cake filling. So before we get started, become a subscriber and hit the notification button so you can see all my upcoming videos. Okay, let's get going. One-stop shopping, all in here in a food processor. So what I did was I took 2 cups of shelled pistachios, and I wanted to get that inner, that little inner shell off, that little lining off that you do see in a pistachio, even with that shell off. There's just that little coating of it. Put these in cold water. So take 2 cups of shelled pistachios, put them in a saucepan with some cold water covering them, bring them to a boil, take it off the heat, drain it, and then take a clean kitchen towel and just rub them, and the skin will come off. All right. I'm going to take 2 cups of these skinned and blanched pistachios. So when you put something in the hot water like that for a short period of time, it's called blanching. And then I'm going to put in 1 cup of confectioner's sugar, that's powdered sugar. And this will sort of absorb some of the natural oils that pistachio has in them. And we're going to whirl it around in the food processor until it's finely ground. Big noise coming. And you really want it fine, really, really fine. And let it go. It's got that beautiful smell of pistachio that you cannot not notice. It's very, very perfuming to the kitchen. It's wonderful. So you can see I'm really getting very finely ground pistachios. The sugar, like I said, will absorb the water so you don't get a paste. Okay, once we have that, and you can see what we have. Nice and finely ground, beautiful. I'm going to add a teaspoon, oh wow, that is intoxicating. I almost fell over, yum, yum, yum. A teaspoon of almond extract, all right? And then I take 1 8-ounce container, little package of almond paste. Don't use marzipan. Marzipan's more like a candy, and it's super sweet. And then I crumble up my almond paste, and I'm going to put that in there. This is what gives that extra shot of almond. Nothing like almond paste, all right? And I'm going to whirl that around until the almond paste really, really gets finely ground up, and it will get soft, and we want it to. We're going to soon add 2 tablespoons of light corn syrup and bring it all together. All right, so now I'm going to put in some corn syrup. This is 2 tablespoons of light corn syrup. Don't use dark because it might give a funny color to it. All right, so just 2 tablespoons. And that should bring it together. It'll almost look like a candy because that's what really it is. It's a candy. Just pulse it around. You can see it almost like a dough, almost like a pistachio almond dough that you could eat by the handful. I'm not kidding. So it's delightful. If it's not soft enough, you might need to add a little bit more corn syrup. So I'm going to bring it into a bowl. And I do want to show you that what it looks like right now. So let's see. Let me gather. Use your fingers, and you can see it's like this yummy, yummy. Oh, it's yummy. Pistachio almond paste. I think I'm going to need a little bit more corn syrup if I'm going to use it for a cake filling. If I'm going to use it for a candy, it's perfect. So let's put this on one quick time. All right, we're just going to give it another whirl around with a teeny bit more. So I have another tablespoon here. Let's put that in there, but use your judgment. If you don't want any more and you want to keep it this consistency, no problem. It'll work. I'm going to give it a whirl around. Now I like my pistachio filling to look green. So I'm going to add some green food coloring. All right. Almost sounds like a pistachio earthquake coming. All right. So I have a little gel of green food coloring, just a little dab of gel food coloring green. And I'm going to put that in my bowl. If you like the natural pistachio, leave it. It's purely optional. All right. And then you're just going to need that color in there. And if you want to dilute this even more and give it more of a thinner texture, you can actually add some water or even more corn syrup. All right, so I'm just going to work my green food coloring in. All right. You may have to use your hands to do this. I think I'm going to use my hands. Pretty thick. The neat thing about food coloring, once it's in a food, it really won't get your hands that green because it's already combined with a food. You might have a little bit, but it's more easily washed out. All right, so I'm going to even thin this out more if I wanted to with a little water. If I was using this as a candy, I would leave it the way it is. So I would just take little rounds, put them on a sheet pan, put them in the refrigerator for a little while, maybe up to an hour or two, because they will get hard. And then I would dip them in some melted couverture or usually bittersweet chocolate would be good. Even white chocolate would be good. And then you could even roll them in chopped pistachios. That would make a nice truffle. And I've done that, and it's delicious. So you can see we're getting a little bit more of a green. Okay. And there you have it. All I'm doing is going to leave it in this bowl. I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap, and I'm going to leave it at room temperature because I want to use it soon as a cake filling. All right. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Dilute this if you want it to be more of a filling and not a candy. So it's up to you. So it could go either way. So I'm leaving it more like a candy right now, but I would dilute this with a little more water or even liqueur if you wanted, almond liqueur, any type of liqueur or water that you wanted. So until next time, I hope you make this delicious filling and use it for everything. Till next time.